Good evening and welcome to the Trading the Tech Show. My name is Derek and this is iLi Academy. Today is Thursday, May 6th, 2021. And so we had a good day in the Dow today. The Dow was up 318.19 points to a record 34,548.53. So pretty strong day too. If you look at kind of where we started to rise after about 11 o'clock or so. Well, actually before that, really about 10 after 10 o'clock, we kind of hit our stride a little bit. What is this here? Right around 10:21 or so, we started to just kind of rise up, and then through the lunch hour, we kind of rose up and then started to trail off a little bit through 3 o'clock. But then after about 2:30, almost 3 o'clock or so, we just hit the gas again and started to head up even more. And we finished on pretty much a high note today. So uh, not bad at all. Not bad for the Dow today. I think that we have some real movement on our hands. So we're going to see if this continues through tomorrow. Let's look at the last 5 days actually of the Dow. You can see how much we've kind of started to rise there in the last couple of days. The third wasn't a bad day, but it sold off on the end. But then after from the fourth on, we've just been rolling. So, this we're up 591 points. So not bad in the last 5 days or so. So, uh, so we always talk about in May go away, but it looks like investors have decided to stay in May, which is different. Typically we start to see that sell off, but we didn't. That's not what we got. The S&P 500 was up 34 points to 4201.62. The Nasdaq was up 50.42 points to 13,632.84, and the Russell 2000 was up zero point zero 0.05 points to 2241.42. You notice the VIX is coming down a little bit. It was up over 19 just the other day. Right now it's sitting at 1839, down 0.76 points. So let's take a look at the charts now, and let's just kind of see where we are today, what type of opportunities are shaping up for us going into the last day of the week. Today is Thursday, so we're looking at Friday. We're on the last day of the week, but we can definitely see some still see some opportunities. So let's not negate it just because it's the last trading day. It's a good opportunity for us to get some pips in. Now, we don't want to take anything too risky. We might, gauge it that way, say, hey, listen, I don't want to take anything too risky, but a great setup, I'm interested, that type of thing. That's something that can temper your trades as you kind of head into Thursday, Friday. You want to be looking for really solid setups that can pay you off, hopefully in the same day, or that will not put you in a predicament where you're riding, that over the weekend if you don't have to. Even though, I don't have anything against riding trades over the weekend, especially if we trade in the direction of trend. As far as the Aussie CAD goes, we're on this 30-minute chart. You can see that we're still trading well below our 720 here. I'll go ahead and move out here. So we can see that we're trading well below the 720. All the moving averages are in order to the downside here. So we've got a full mature trend to the downside. We're just waiting on pullbacks past our 50 and our 100. So right now we're sitting down here between the 21 and the 8. But we did get pushes back yesterday past the 100. So we got one early in trade yesterday. So we were able to short on the 100 or the 50 there. That would have yielded big pips for us in a very, very short amount of time. We had other pushes back towards the 100 and above the 100 that we could have shorted either on that 100 or that 50 and had more pips delivered to us as well. So yesterday produced a lot of opportunity for us in the Aussie CAD. As far as the Aussie Yen goes, we're trading above our 720 here. All the moving averages are in order to the upside. So we've got a mature trend here. We see that, this is still moving up. So when it exhausts and pulls back towards our 50 or our 100, then we're going to be interested buyers there. As far as our Aussie New Zealand goes, we're trading below our 720 here. Rate did jump up here early in trading tonight towards our 720, about halfway between, or a little more than halfway between the 200 and the 720. We could have shorted on that 200 And right now, we'd be just waiting on this trade to become profitable. All the moving averages are below the 720, so our preferred direction is to the downside here. You notice that our 200 here, even, it's going way back even into April 30th or so. Since then, we haven't crossed above that 720. It never crossed above the 720. So even though the rate did, we still traded down here well below. Yesterday, we bounced back just a little bit, but this gave us opportunity to trade on these levels 100 and the 50. As far as the Aussie US goes, we're trading here above our 720. All the moving averages are in order to the upside. We're going to be waiting on pullbacks past our 50, past our 100 once this move exhausts for us to have an opportunity to trade. As far as the CAD yen goes, you can see that we're trading well above our 720, which is sitting here. All the moving averages are in order to the upside, which indicates that we have a mature trend. And so we're going to wait on pullbacks past our 50 or past our 100 to buy. As far as the Swiss yen goes, we're trading here above our 720 as well. We've got all the moving averages, just like our CAD yen, in order to the upside. So we've got full mature trend there. And so we're waiting on pullbacks past our 50, past our 100. Yesterday, we kind of got a little bit here, just in early trading. We traded down here near our 200. And so we could have dropped an order maybe on this 100. That would have given us enough distance to place an order and then benefited from that. As far as Euro Aussie goes, we're trading below our 720. All the moving averages are below the 720. You see that yesterday, the 200 actually did jump below the 720. So that's why we don't buy on this 200 if it's too close to our 720, less than 10 pips or so for me. I'm not going to be a buyer there. I'm going to be looking for this 200 to jump below or above this 720. If it doesn't happen, great, and it starts to produce more pips than we need for our gap, then we go ahead and buy then, or sell, just depending on which direction we're going in. All right, so but now we're going to have to wait on pullbacks past our 50 or past our 100. One thing I do see here is we did create a new low here. We kind of created a low. Well, let's step back a little bit. We created a low here. We bounced around. We checked that low. We really didn't break it, and then we traded off to the upside. That's breakout bounce. This became kind of like the new low that we could have used. We came around here. We traded back down. We didn't break it, and then now we might get this trade off to the upside. So we're going to see if this low that we created here is going to be eclipsed by a new low, or if not, if the rate begins to move back up towards the upside here and bounces. Because on a higher level chart or a higher time frame chart, this may not look like a number, this number. It's going to be, on a 1 hour chart, it's going to be half these candles. So this might look a little bit different on that 1 hour chart. As far as the Aussie CAD goes, or Aussie CAD, the Euro CAD is trading below our 720. All the moving averages are in order to the downside, so we've got to wait till we get pullbacks past our 100 and past our 50. We did get that yesterday. We traded up here well above our 100 at one point, just about in the afternoon there, or the second half of trading, and we could have traded either on this 100 or dropped an order on our 50. It really didn't matter because within hours we were profitable and we were just moving down throughout the rest of the day. As far as the Euro Swiss goes, we're trading below our 720. All the moving averages are in order to the downside. That's mature trend to the downside. And so we're shorting when we pull back past our 50 or past our 100. As far as the Euro Pound goes, we are trading above our 720. The long-term moving averages 200 and 100 are still below that 720. They're a little bit close to the 720. The 100 sitting at 86.60. So if it's not 86.70 or more, then we wouldn't place a trade on those moving averages. But it's only 86.63 at the 720, so it's about a 4 pip gap here, a little less than 4 pip gap between the two. We're not interested in selling here. We're just recognizing that the overall trend is to the downside, but it may change to the upside if the moving averages, both the 200 and the 100, jump over that 720. It might represent that we're trading to the upside, and that's the clear direction. As far as Euro Yen goes, we're trading above our 720 here, which is coming out the bottom here. We see all the moving averages now in order to the upside as the 100 just crossed over the 200 this trading day and the beginning of the day. And now we've got a move to the upside here. We're going to see if We eclipse this high, number one. If we don't eclipse that high, we should trade back, maybe get ourselves an opportunity to trade on the 50 or the 100 to buy there. But if we break it to the upside, then we should see these moving averages continue to be in a full mature trend, and some distance start to grow between our 200 and our 100. As far as the Euro New Zealand goes, we're trading below our 720 here. All the moving averages are in order to the downside, so we've got mature trend to the downside. We're just waiting for pullbacks. We got it yesterday. We pulled back all the way to our 720 here, so we could have dropped an order on this 200 or on this 100 or on the 50. Any one of those trades would have been profitable for us and would have yielded some pips. The 200 obviously yielding the most pips out of all of them, and that pretty much happened pretty quickly. As far as the Euro US goes, we're trading above our 720. All the moving averages are above the 720. They're not quite in order until our 100 jumps over our 200. But we look like we're trying to head to the upside here. So we're going to be buyers here on the pullbacks. As far as the pound Aussie goes, we're trading below our 720. Right, pretty much at the end of the day yesterday, we started to have that 200 cross below that 720. And we have created now a full mature trend to the downside. So we're going to have to wait now until we get a pullback past our 50 or past our 100 up here in yellow in order for us to sell. But our 200 is down here below, so that means our direction has changed. Let's go over here. We're going to go to our pound CAD. Our pound CAD is trading well below its 720. We'll show you that. We'll zoom out and show you that. Trading well below the 720, which sits way up here. There's a lot of real estate between that and the 200. We've got all the moving averages in order to the downside. So our opportunity here is going to be any pullback past our 50 or past our 100. We can put in our sell stop. As far as the pound Swiss goes, we're trading below the 720. All the moving averages in order to the downside, same as our pound CAD. Waiting on pullbacks past the 50 or 100. As far as the pound yen goes, we're trading above our 720, so that's a little bit different. So remember, the yen is a safe haven currency, and when investors are looking for risk, looking for more reward, they're willing to take on more risk, and so they're going to leave those risk havens, those safe havens to risk, like the yen, and move out to the to the more risky prospects because they're going to make more money there. So as far as the pound yen goes, we're trading above this 720. Like I said, all the moving averages are above the 720 here. We don't have an opportunity to buy here. We did earlier tonight when we traded down well below our 8. We could have bought on any one of these long-term moving averages, 50, 200, or 100. But it's too late now. We're already there. Our asking price is already above the 100. And so we'll have to watch these for any major pullbacks, against that push. As far as the pound US goes, we're trading above our 720. All the moving averages are above the 720 as well. And so, but there's a lot of consolidation that seems like it's happening here. We did get these spikes here in the middle of this consolidation kind of happened, and then all of a sudden there's some spikes there. And then we kind of have resorted to going back to that same area to trade again. So we know that there's a little bit of a ceiling there, a little bit of resistance, and we know that there's a little bit of support too in this area. So we really want to kind of see these moving averages kind of widen out, see the price, pick a direction, and then start to widen out. So our preferred directions to the upside, we're going to see if that widening it out, really happens to the upside and see if these moving averages start to get in order. But this is one of those ones, I'm not risking that. I'm not trying to buy on these moving averages here, even when it pulls down past it, because there's just seems to be that resistance that's kind of coming into play here. As far as New Zealand CAD goes, we're trading below our 720. We've got all the moving averages in order to the downside. So we're going to be sellers here when we pull back to the 50 or to the 100 or the 50. And yesterday we did trade up here above our 200, about almost halfway to the 720. So we could have dropped in order to sell on this 200. That would have been profitable pretty much right away, or this 100, or even, the 50 or the 100. Any one of those would have been profitable trades for us. So yesterday was a great day in the market for us if we're paying attention in the market. As far as New Zealand Swiss goes, we're trading below this 720. Trash right now because these moving averages are all lumped together and it's just consolidating, just running very close to my 720. There's nothing I want to do with that. I know that my preferred direction's to the downside because of where the moving averages sit. but there's nothing about that that makes me want to trade on that, on that level. Not till it starts to straighten out. Now, as far as New Zealand yen goes, we're trading above our 720 here. All the moving averages are in order to the upside, so we've got a full mature trend to the upside. We're waiting on pullbacks like we got yesterday past our 50 and then even past our 100. Yesterday, we could have probably dropped an order on the 50 more than anything because it's really a shallow move below the 100. Maybe we could have snuck it in, but on the 50, we definitely would have been profitable if we're patient. As far as the New Zealand US goes, we're trading above our 720. All the moving averages are in order to the upside. So we're just going to be buyers when that move exhausts itself and it starts to trade off to the 50 or to the 100. US dollar CAD is still trading well below at 720. There's a lot of real estate between that 720 and this 200. So there's no real thoughts of that changing direction anytime soon. The overall trend still to the downside. So we're going to be looking for pullbacks past our 50 or our 100 in order to short. US dollar Swiss is trading below our 720 here. All the moving averages are in order to the downside. And so we're just waiting for pullbacks on this one as well. You can see yesterday we did pull back here well above our 50. We could have dropped an order there or this 100 or the 200. It really didn't matter because throughout the end of the day, we were very, very profitable on that. As far as the US dollar yen goes, we're trading above our 720. All the moving averages are above the 720, even though they're not in order. We're still above. So we're going to be buyers on maybe this 100 is the only one that we might be able to take an order on at this point in time because the rate is pretty much sitting right where the 50 is at. And so the ask is sitting on the 50 and it's really, really close to the 200. So the only thing you could take if you wanted to was that 100. Might be one of those things where that's not the order that I really want, today, just because it's going into Friday. It's not the most sure order out there. It's part of the strategy, but it's just not the most sure thing that we can do. So I hope you got some good trade ideas from here. I hope you have had a good week as far as trading. I think it's a wonderful time to be in the market right now. We've got a lot of volatility, a lot of movement. So we're going to be fine here. We're going to continue to get opportunities to trade. So if you have friends or individuals who can learn this and want to understand how to do this, then definitely let us know. I appreciate your time and patience and hanging out with me here today. You've been watching the Trade in the Tech Show. Once again, this is Derek with iLi Academy. Have a great one. And and have a great weekend too, because this is Thursday. I keep forgetting it's Thursday, so we don't have a show tomorrow night. So have a great weekend. Everybody be safe. Find something nice and fun to do, but please be safe. All right. Have a great one. Bye-bye.